Master Wire, and we're back. It's been a little while. It's been almost 2 weeks. Maybe it has been 2 weeks since I actually put out a video. I've been putting out some posts, but nothing nothing too concrete about the project. And that's all for good reason. You know, food poisoning had me down for a little bit. I unfortunately ate some bad food from a restaurant. I'm not gonna call out the restaurant because it's very specific to the location that I had it at. But after a little while I'm back to normal, so we can get to work. And I have been working on the game throughout the like 2 week hiatus. If you watched my last update, you know that I messed up the animations and had to move over to a new project in order to get things cleaned up because it was just fighting me in too many areas. Since the entire mannequin, like the default UE5 mannequin, was pretty much altered for some reason, all those animations broke, as well as all the animations that I had made. So that was like 70 animations altogether that I would need to make a new mannequin for, retarget, and do all that. I just didn't want to do that. And as an independent indie developer with zero funding and zero help, I thought it was a good opportunity to learn, remake the project from scratch, see if I actually understand it on the level that I thought I did in the beginning, and refine things because I knew that there was a lot of bloat in the original system anyway, things that I wouldn't have wanted in the final build. So we failed and came out stronger for it. What do we have now, though? So let's talk about the updates. I added a full inventory system. I went ahead and made that from scratch. So here it is. It's not the prettiest thing, but it is the strongest. What I'll be able to do with this is use these basic slots here to, of course, make something more visually appealing in the future. I just wanted to keep it minimal and do what it's supposed to do, which is be able to hold items on specified slots that are specified by the body itself. So I have items that designate parts of the body. So I can have an item for fingers, or item for hand, item for legs, arms, and torso and everything, and even specific fingers. So you see I have the ring of dominion here on the slot body hand right index. So let's take a look at that. Let's take a look at that finger. You see that ring there? And let's say I wanted to move that ring over to the middle finger. You can. Check that out. Ring finger. It also goes on the other hand. So if I just wanted to have this extra ring here, I have another ring. And the other hand doesn't have anything on it right now. So let's put this ring on the left hand, middle finger. And you'll see that it goes on there. So the game has rings. And this isn't because I like bespoke authored that in. I didn't make it so that this is the exhausted list of items that you can have. As you can see, it says slot, body, torso. That only exists because, as I was saying about the body parts, which is a funny way to put it, items are body parts. So if I go into the body, here I have all my body items, and I'll go into the fingers. Body fingers are, which is separate from the hand, and that's for good reason. But if I wanted to have all these slots for the fingers, I can. I can just make a body part and look, designate each finger, give it its own socket. So I designate the actual finger tags, slot, body, hand, right, index, and then give that the index. On the left hand, I am, let me see. Yeah, using sockets, not slots, but sockets in order to specify the actual different transforms for the left hand, which are reversed. And that allows me to put rings on the left hand, right hand, indiscriminately. I also have hand slots, which show up. Everything that you see inside of these items will show up on the inventory list. So as I create items for the body, I can have like a mask, actually. If I wanted to have like the head be a body part, which I don't know if it is right now. Slot, body, torso, hand. Yeah, I don't have that yet. So what I would do for that is go into the body, and I could just create an item. Let me just copy the body core. Let's call this body face. It doesn't even have to be the head. You can call it whatever you want and create slots. Let's actually name it face. And it doesn't need item tags unless it's going to be an item that I'm holding right now. But this is just a body part, so no item tags needed. I could say that it's an item body if I just wanted to. And it doesn't have any attacks, of course. It's just your face. But I could put attacks on the face if I wanted to. And then the slots. So slot, body, core, left. That's not gonna work. We need slot, body. Let's see, slot, body, head, face. And then I can designate the socket that I want for that. So of course it's just going to be the head bone probably. And then delete this extra one here. Now what we have is a provided slot that will be provided by this body part called face. Body underscore face. And I'm just going to set this to the side and then show you how I add this onto the character. So inside of the, I was already in the right place. Inside the components here, I have a body component. And going into the body here, I can go ahead and add this additional body part to the character. And let's see, just press the plus for the array. This will be the body underscore face. Now that that's been added, what we'll see is that inside of here, it adds it down to the bottom. Slot, body, head, face. So if I were to make a mask item really quick, let's just copy this item instance here, or not an instance, it's just an item. Let's make a new folder, masks, rename it item underscore mask. And the way that I like to do this is have this master be the parent, and then make a child blueprint. So create child blueprint of the mask. So it'll be item mask, and then the specific name for the mask I want. So like, I don't know, hollow mask. So item underscore hollow mask now, which is a child of the item mask. So let's just edit the item mask itself and decide where masks generally go. What we do is go into the slots here, open that up, and say that the mask can go to the body, or slot, body, head, face. Compile. We don't need to change anything else. Inside of the child, this is where we decide on what the skeletal mesh is and everything for it, which I don't have a mask right now, so let's just use a skeletal cube. In order to get this in world, I can just give it to my character directly, or I could do something more fun, which is copy these item instances, these world item instances, and I'm just going to replace this with the mask. Change the item to the mask that we just made, so hollow mask, which is just a cube, but it smartly creates a bounding box for it. This is just for a quick test. Let's play. It's in world. Let's go ahead and pick it up. Now I have the hollow mask here, and I can put it on the face. And I would need to, actually make a real mask and actually, set it onto the face so that it looks believable and everything. But you get the point. If I needed to change the orientation of it or something in order for it to look better, I would just get the rotation. So I can have whatever items I want. That's the gist of it. I probably made the most powerful equipment and item system that I've seen, at least. All right, cool. What else can the system do? So you can see that I have a dagger in the hand here. I didn't do any like crazy animations for holding things and all that just yet. We're still in the wide build phase. So doing things like specific refinements is not really going to help us right now. What will help us is making sure that the system is as expansive as possible. So this dagger here, I can have it have a specific VFX. You can see that it has like that white trail VFX, and the color is light blue, but let's make it red. Now we have this red attack. And what other crazy things can we do? So you can see that the hand itself is attacking right now, and that's red. And if I were to sheath this item, don't worry, I will put the sheath animations back, but I took them away for now because I wanted to make sure that I can sheath and unsheath for specific and different scenarios. So you can see that the sword can be on the right hand here. I have like a little placeholder animation just to show that I can have different animations per item as well. But the sword on the back here and then the dagger on the hip, it's just decided by the item's provided slots, and not provided slots, but the item slots. So an item can say that it would prefer to be on the back. An item can say that it would prefer to be on the hip, and orientation and everything as well. Revolver. I have guns in the game. So this was one of the main things that I wanted to make sure worked before moving too far forward, which is the same system that handles the swords also handles guns. And before I show you anything too crazy, I'll show you that anything can be a gun. As you could see, the projectiles themselves have a lot of settings that I can do. So, speed, gravity. Let me just turn that to like 10 so you can see it, or 2 probably would be fine. But yeah, now you can have like, bullet drop. The projectiles are pretty good. So let me switch over to a gun here. I hope you can already start to imagine things like sword beams and different sorts of scenarios where we would need to emit something, even like, shuriken. If you want to throw something, you can throw it directly from the hand. But the gun works a bit different. It's using the exact same system as everything else, but since it doesn't have any sweep values for the attack itself, it just points and shoots. Holding the attack button is how you aim, and then letting go is how you shoot. And I would need to add some sounds to make this more, satisfying, add some recoil. You can see the arms are kind of freaking out too, because both arms are linked to the same blend space per bone, I believe I'm using. So both arms have the same blend space per bone, and they're both saying that they use rotation. So that's the issue here. I would just need to split those so that the arms don't look weird. Ambidextrousness, that's what we need in the system. But we're just testing right now, and I already pretty much proved that I can do that in the last file. So there's no need to get too nitpicky right now. Altogether, everything works. You can attack directionally and everything. I haven't added in the torso animations. Of course, it's just the arms. Once the torso animations are in, it'll start to look more realistic. But all right, I think that's enough yapping for now. Thank you for sticking around. Stay tuned for the next update, which will be tomorrow, where I'll try to blow your mind with some of the things that I've been working on. I'm going to do my best to make it as pretty as an update as possible and make it in-world. So next update will be inside of the labyrinth, and I'm going to show you some stuff about the game, just how it plays, enemy interactions and things like that. But all right, see you next time.